Have you ever wondered how to get kids to be disciplined without having to yell all the time? Well, maybe the answer is in this video. Hi, my name is Berliana. In this video, I'm going to explain one of the theory from the theory of learning. It's called the behavioristic theory. In its development, there were 7 main figures, namely Ivan Petrovich Pavlov, Edward Thorndike, John B. Watson, Edwin Guthrie, B.F. Skinner, Edwin Chase Tolman, and Robert Mills Gagne. Each figure has their assumption, but basically they are the same. This might be an old theory, but it is still super relevant in the world of education today. So here's the deal. Behavioristic theory believes that behavior can be shaped. How? Through something called stimulus or a trigger and the response. For example, the teacher gives a command, the student responds to it, and then the teacher provides reinforcement. And this reinforcement part is super important. There are 2 kinds of reinforcement. The first is positive reinforcement, like giving praise, extra points, or small rewards. Basically, anything that makes students feel happy and appreciated. The second is negative reinforcement, which is not punishment, by the way. It just means removing something unpleasant when the student does the right thing. Like if they behave well, they don't have to do extra homework. For instance, if a student is diligent, they might get a pass on extra assignment. So, what's the goal of all this reinforcement? It is to encourage students to keep repeating those good behavior. Now let me give you a simple example of how this theory works. Let's say in class, you want your student to develop discipline. You can start by creating a habit of submitting assignments on time. First, set a rule that all assignments must be handed in early, before class starts. Students who submit on time get extra points, and if they collect, say, 10 extra points, they will earn a reward, like skipping a remedial session or getting a small gift from you. So what about the student who submit late? Well, they will get extra tax or maybe a slight deduction in their score. Over time, students get used to turning in their work on time because they know there are clear rewards and consequences. So how can this be applied in a language lesson? I'll give you another example. Now, let's say this is an English pronunciation lesson. As the teacher, you introduce a word that's a bit tricky, like vegetable. Most students might initially pronounce it as vegetable. Then you model the correct pronunciation, vegetable. After that, students repeat the words a few times, maybe all together like a chorus or one by one. If someone says it correctly, you can give them a high five, a small reward, or a quick compliment like, "Good job." If a student mispronounces it, you gently correct them without scolding so they don't feel blamed. Remember, no one likes being blamed. Break the word down into syllables again and ask them to try once more. Over time, that correct pronunciation will stick because it's reinforced through repetition, feedback, and a little encouragement. So bottom line, behavioristic theory teaches us that kids can learn something if we give them the right stimulus and consistent reinforcement. Teachers don't need to act like the classroom police anymore. Just set clear rules, reward good behavior, and follow through with consequences if needed. Be fair, be consistent, and always give feedback that helps students understand why their behavior matters. It may seem like a simple approach, but when it's done right, it makes a huge difference. Students don't just follow rules out of fear. They do it because they feel supported and appreciated. And for the teacher, no more getting angry and nagging. Pretty cool, right? So that's all for me. And thank you for watching. See you around.
Created using Powtoon.